principles of which God has completely put his measure of release to be manifested in our life in a tremendous way. But most of the time, it's hard for us to see or to recognize that we need to engage the will or the plan of God. And how we do that is by first acknowledge who God is. And I think that once we get to the place of acknowledging God, then it sets us up for the release of the manifestation of the kingdom. You know, often at times one says, well, how do God, how is he able to identify with me, or how he's able to pull me out of the crowd and pick me from the bunch? You know, if you ever gone to a fruit tree, actually I was raised in, I was born in Jamaica, and so we have a lot of fruit trees, especially a lot of mango trees in the yard. And so we had a lot of mango in our neighbor's yard. And so when it was a mango season, I would have to climb up in that tree and I would have to look for the prettiest mango. And sometime when it looks good on the outside, sometimes we have to contend with dealing with worms and maggots on the inside. And so we'd have to go through the choice mango. But one of the things about climbing a mango tree and finding that right mango that is ripe. Sometimes, you have to deal with the ripe ones, them looking good on the outside, but somewhere the worm was actually able to get inside the mango. So come to find out that the best mango to literally pick at time is the one that's just turned, not fully ripe, but it just turned to almost being ripe. And once, you pick that and you put it down for, a day or two, then it becomes ripe and then you can more enjoy it. This way you don't really have to worry about the worms getting into the mango before you can actually enjoy that mango. But, of course, some people just want it right away, right from the tree, sweet, pick, and just peel and start to eat away. But when we try to look at how do Christ pull us and pick us from the bunch, the Bible says that there were some disciples, and talking about the calling, of the disciples, when God decided that he's going to call somebody into his kingdom, is that he never looked for the perfect person. He never looked for the person that has it all together. I remember Jesus was speaking and somebody was really questioning his authority, Pharisees or, really questioning his authority. And he says, hey, listen, I'm not here for the righteous, all right? But I'm not here for those that got it all together, those that's already well. But I'm here for those individuals and people who doesn't have it all together. Those are the individuals I'm here to doctor. Those are the individuals I'm here to make right. Those are the individuals I'm here to actually bring to a place and in a harvest in their life and cause them to see great things. So we look at the disciples and we kind of wonder about, Jesus handpicking these disciples and why did Jesus, choose the 12 out of the bunch? First of all, there's a general principle that God showed us with the individuals that he did choose to carry out the gospel of Jesus Christ. It was not that they were perfect and they had it all together. They all were individuals who life was a wreck, and they may have had some place. And I think that we can identify with one individual who was called Peter. And the Bible let us know that, he was a feisty guy. He was a guy that was well outspoken. He shares his own mind and thought. And then we had another character as well. And, his name was Judas. And, betrayal is in his heart. It's all about money and stuff like that. But at the same time, Jesus chose these individuals to really set them in the kingdom, for them to receive what he has for them. Because most of the time, if you look at yourself outwardly, you'll not think that you're good. Of course, the Bible said that we all were born in sin, and we all come short of the glory of God. But like I said, most of the time, we are trying to wait until things are so perfect or so right, and ready in our life before we want to make certain decision or certain adjustment. But what I come to find out is that, Jesus, he didn't look for the best fruit on a tree. A matter of fact, he looked for the fruits, that those 12 disciples, very significant. They represent the fruit, of the Spirit of God. They represent individuals that God was going to do something in their life. They didn't have it all, together. A matter of fact, when Christ came, he didn't even came to preach to the Sadducees and the Pharisees. He really came to the individuals that didn't have money to buy a turtle dove, or to make some sort of yearly sacrifice in the temple so that their sin would be forgiven. But he came to individuals like a man that sat by the pool of Bethesda for years, just waiting for his time and season for a miracle in his life. So he looked at those individuals that was just at a point in their life that they need something to be done and something to happen. And then he handpicked those individuals and he set them apart and he set them aside. And then he reveals to them the very kingdom principle that you have more inside of you than what seems to be having, more than the thing that has the best of you, through the word of his grace, that you and I have so much inside of us, and that you and I can accomplish so much in this kingdom, that it establish it establish what we have been created to be. And I think that the greatest thing about God is about revealing to us our purpose. And if we don't come to a place of realization that we need to understand what is purpose, what is the place of structure, and understand that our future is in the hands of God and not really in our hands. But first of all, we must, of course, realize that we all have problems. I remember just witnessing to a lot of, individuals, and they say, hey, what, I'm not really ready to give my life to the Lord. I want to get some stuff together in my life first. But, like I said, in order for me to when I find that best mango that was on the tree, in order for me to find something I don't have to worry about worms, I just pick it right before it got ripe, and then I put it down so I could get the best of that fruit and not have to worry about something beating me to it. And what I'm saying is that Jesus know that, things are not right in our life. He knows that, their situation and circumstances just, which is all over the place. But then he choose that, that's why he's here. That's why he is God. That's why he's alive. That's why, he's given us the promise of his word. That's why he's given us the grace of his word, the will of his word, the love of his word. That's why he is speaking to you and I today, to let us know that we can do more than what things may seem to be. Now, I hope that word was an encouragement to you. This is just a short blog, and I just want you to know that when God has simply established his place in your heart and in your life, as long as you allow him, supernatural things and great things will happen. All right, so I want you to stay encouraged, and I want you to tune back in and continue to follow us and continue to blog with us, whether on Facebook or on our site. I look forward to it. Also, send us your email, your comment, post it at the bottom of our videos, and let me know, topics and situations and, things that you would like me to discuss and talk about, and what the Lord has to say. Well, I had to cut this one short, but I'll see you again.